2019, we finally decided, me and my old co-host at the time, we're going to finally do this. We had talked about starting a podcast for a couple of years, and one day he was like, let's just do it. Let's finally. We did it. And the way we started our podcast is we went on other people's podcasts to promote we got a podcast coming out. Mm-hmm. Give people anticipation, like, hey, this is coming soon. Be looking out, because me and my co-host, we had a little following from other ventures we did in the past, doing the entertainment and nightlife industry. So cool, like, hey, look forward to this. Mm-hmm. Because podcasts were popular at that time, but they weren't as popular like now, where they're like oversaturated now.
Yeah,
it was still a good opportunity for you to get in there and grow. There was room.
I mean, it still is, guys.
It still is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just gotta find a space.
You gotta find the right space.
Make a space.
Yeah,
actually,
make a space.
Yeah.
Did that February 2020. I got off the plane from Colorado, went to the studio, recorded our first episode. And 5 years later, studio source, I'm here.
Here we are.
Here we are.
What's up? And you made it this far. And I know there's been a lot of ups and downs in that, and we're going to get into that along the episode. But let's start with paying homage to your past co-host. I know you've had a lot in and out. And tell us, what's the reason of bringing on a co-host and then going solo and that little thing?
Oh, man, that's a good question. So when we first started, it's called Ray Ray's Podcast. My other friend went by Ray too. Mm-hmm. So it's like a way to play two Rays. But
what about the Ray 2 podcast? I'm just kidding. We're here now.
But ironically enough, when I was a kid, I was called Ray Ray. Uh-huh. So it kind of was like cool. It works
together. Yeah,
it went together. So when I went solo, it still made sense.
Yeah,
Ray Ray's Podcast, because that's what I was called. Man, so my first, we had, like I said, my co-host, my partner at the time, other Ray, Jure, Ray Rock, whatever he goes by, different aliases.
Shout out to you.
Shout out, buddy. That's my bro. We did an episode, maybe our second or third episode. We interviewed this girl named Amanda Ray. Mm-hmm. The vibe was just amazing. I'm like, would you want to be another co-host with us? Mm-hmm. You got Ray in your name. It would make sense.
Might as well.
It does make
it
sense.
a trio.
It would make so much more sense.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's my sister now. Love her to death. Mm-hmm. She was with us for a time, and she got married, and eventually had a kid. So life happens. That's why the co-host thing. That's why I'm solo, because life happens. Mm-hmm. Nothing bad, no disagreements like that. Life happens.
Yeah.
So from there, we tried to replace her with a girl named Victoria Castillo. Mm-hmm. Shout out Victoria. She had her own thing going on. Mm-hmm. Then we had Allison Marie. She came in actually as my assistant and helped me doing a lot of stuff. She helped me get the social media aspect of my game right, because it was all over the place. She was like, hey, there's a format we're going to have. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Allison. The format is still intact. I'm doing that for you.
Be happy to know.
Good job, Allison.
Did that. Then, I did I tried to do some other shows, like sub shows. Like I did a Toxic Tuesday show for a little bit. My guy Mario Taver, real big social media influencer. And then I was doing Cowboys Talk and some other people. So, yeah, I think when you have co-hosts, they have their own audience. You have your own audience. I feel like it brought more people, more eyes, or more ears to the show. So that was the purpose for me of having co-hosts. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's cool. I mean, that's all that podcasting is about, is getting together, talking, having conversations, whether it's with new co-hosts, guests. So the fact that you were bringing on different co-hosts at different points in your podcast life, that's really cool. That's really innovative, keeps people entertained. So shout out to everybody that was on Ray Ray's podcast.
Mm-hmm. Thank y'all, because I would be nothing without y'all. You guys helped me grow, and I'm very thankful for y'all. So I greatly appreciate y'all.
Love that.
Yeah, the legacy's still going. 5 years strong, man.
5 years strong. So 5 years in, what would you say is your niche? Like, if someone is looking for something specific, why would they come to Ray Ray's podcast?
That's kind of a difficult answer, because it's not one niche for Ray Ray's podcast. If I would say if it was a niche, you're going to get real, and you're going to get authenticity and positive. We don't talk about negative things. I have a guest-driven show. Mm-hmm. If I think people are doing something awesome and cool, I think they deserve to get recognition. Mm-hmm. So that's what we say my niche is, recognition. Mm-hmm. Recognizing people.
Yeah.
And if you go check my catalog, I've got some really big people I've had on my show.
Mhm.
That's not to brag or boast. I've had some very well-known people on my show, from Grammy Award-winning producers, hell, a Power Ranger, professional wrestlers. I've had athletes, sports, personalities. I can't even tell you how many
name it,
different
yeah.
people. 5 years, over 150 something episodes. It should be a lot more than that, but you gotta take breaks in between sometimes.
yeah.
Sure.
But 5 years, 150 plus episodes, man, it's awesome. Keep going.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't feel like going, but you gotta keep going sometimes.
Yeah.
I know, right? No,
What?
we're both just going affirmation.